AFX, wind howling, distant traffic hum, a coffee shop bell. Anchorage, Alaska, February 1 Street, 2012. A coffee stand called Common Grounds. The barista on shift, 18 years old, bright, well-liked, finishes a text to her boyfriend at 8 p.m. AFX, phone chime, then nothing. No more texts, no more shifts. The stand is found locked up, register untouched, register still full of cash. This isn't a robbery. AFX, soft, ominous drone begins under narration. This is a girl who vanished into thin Alaskan air, and the man who took her had already done this before, multiple times, in multiple states, and he had a system for it. Segment 1030, the ransom. AFX, dial tone, then a distorted phone call. 11 days after she disappears, the victim's family gets a call. It's her voice, shaky, alive. She reads a ransom note on camera, $30,000 in a Western Union transfer, and she'd be released. AFX, heartbeat pulse, low. Her family scrambles the money together. They wire it. They wait. She doesn't come home. Investigators trace the withdrawals. A string of ATM pulls stretching from Alaska, down through the Pacific Northwest, into Arizona, using her own stolen debit card. Someone is spending her money and moving fast, covering thousands of miles and days. That someone is a 34-year-old construction contractor named Israel Keys. Quiet, reliable, a guy neighbors describe as the last person you'd suspect. Segment 145. The arrest. AFX, police radio static. Car door slam. Keys is finally stopped in Lufkin, Texas, a routine traffic check tied to the fraudulent card use. In custody, he doesn't break immediately, but eventually, he tells police where to find her body, partially submerged in a frozen lake outside Anchorage, weighted down beneath the ice. AFX, sharp intake of breath. Silence. Case closed, right? A kidnapping murder, a confession, a body recovered. Except Keys says something that stops the interrogation room cold. AFX, chair scrape. This isn't the first time. Mid-script title card. The Kill Kits. A Day 5 original part 1 of 2. AFX, static crackle. Transition tone. Segment 3250. The buried caches. Over the following months, Keys reveals a method no profiler had ever fully mapped before. Years earlier, on separate solo trips, sometimes disguised as fishing or hiking excursions, he traveled to remote areas across the country and buried what he called kill kits, weapons, cash, zip ties, sometimes body disposal tools. AFX, shovel digging into dirt, distant. Then he'd go home, live his life, coach his daughter's activities, wait months, sometimes years. When the urge returned, he'd fly to a random city. Never near his kit, never near a pattern. Rent a car with cash, drive to his cache, and hunt a stranger, chosen at random, with zero connection to him. Then he'd fly home before anyone even knew a crime had happened. AFX, shovel digging into dirt, distant. Then he'd go home, live his life, coach his daughter's activities, wait months, sometimes years. When the urge returned, he'd fly to a random city. Never near his kit, never near a pattern. Rent a car with cash, drive to his cache, and hunt a stranger, chosen at random, with zero connection to him. Then he'd fly home before anyone even knew a crime had happened. AFX, airplane ambience fading. No pattern, no signature, no geographic profile investigators could build. It's the exact method that makes serial killers get caught. And Keys had spent nearly a decade making sure he had none of it. Segment 4 o'clock. How many? AFX, low tension drone. Investigators ask him directly, how many victims are there? Keys refuses a number. He hints at victims across at least 6 states. He describes some crimes in explicit, verifiable details only the killer could know. Others, he dangles and withdraws, playing a long game of control, even from inside a cell. AFX, cell door clang, echo. He tells detectives he'll only give up more information in exchange for things he wants. A twisted negotiation. One piece of a life at a time. Cliffhanger. AFX, Heartbeat slows, then stops. On December 2 end, 2012. Before he ever finishes talking Israel, Keyes is found dead in his cell, self-inflicted, taking with him whatever names, whatever states, whatever kits are still buried in the ground, unclaimed. FX, silence, single tone fades out. How many families are still waiting for an answer that will never come? That's part 2. End part 1.